Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to dive into something a little different, the philosophy behind a system called OxcashNFTPro. It's all guided by this principle, GST95, which basically argues that real success isn't just about money. It's about the kind of person you become along the way.
So let's start with a big idea, the quote that really sets the stage for everything else. Right away, this tells you we're not talking about some typical get-rich-quick scheme. The main event here isn't the payout. It's building a foundation of personal strength first.
Okay, but what does that actually mean? It means the number one goal of this whole system isn't to just fatten your wallet. Nope, it's designed to forge your capabilities, your potential, and it treats financial success as, a happy side effect of that growth.
This idea, build people before money, that's the bedrock. The entire platform is built on this belief that if you create strong, self-reliant people, then real, sustainable success is just, it's the natural next step. It's a byproduct of that inner strength.
But, okay, how do you build that strength? I mean, what's the secret sauce? The answer really boils down to one simple word, discipline. But, as we're about to see, it's a very, very specific kind of discipline.
See, we're not talking about the kind of discipline you have when you know people are looking. It's not a performance. It's about that deep internal grit you have when you are completely and totally alone.
It's about having the drive to get up and do the work on those days when nobody's cheering for you, right? When there's absolutely zero external pat on the back.
It's about sticking with it on the days the numbers are flat, when it feels like you're just spinning your wheels and getting absolutely nowhere. And this is the big one. It's about finding that power to keep going on the days when every single fiber of your being is screaming at you to just give up. According to this philosophy, that is the real engine. That's what drives everything.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. This whole idea about inner discipline isn't just a nice thought. It's literally built into the mechanics of the system, and they show it with a really simple but powerful formula. Now, look closely. This is a multiplication equation, not addition, and that is a huge deal. You is your personal effort. Team is your network. The other parts are the tools and the platform, and the result is your assets. Now think about it. In an addition formula, a weak link just lowers the total a bit. But here, every single piece is absolutely essential.
This equation puts a giant spotlight on one variable over all the others. You, your personal effort. So what happens to the whole thing if that one part, the most important part, drops to zero?
Let's just imagine that the value of you, all your commitment, all your hard work, becomes zero. You just stop.
And what's the result? The entire thing crashes to zero. It's such a brilliant way to illustrate how the system forces you to work on yourself. It makes it crystal clear that you're not just some random piece of the puzzle. You are the one critical factor that makes the whole thing work or not.
All right, so for a philosophy like this to have any chance of working, it needs the right kind of environment, right? You need a stable structure, not just a bunch of fleeting excitement and hype.
And this is where they draw a really clear line in the sand between a trend and a system. A trend is all about that flash-in-the-pan excitement. It's here today, gone tomorrow. But a system is built to last. It's stable. It's a foundation for real, long-term growth. So, the OxcashNFTPro platform is presented as that stable system, and it's built on 4 key pillars. First, it's fully decentralized, meaning no one person or company can just shut it down. Second, commissions are direct peer-to-peer, so money goes straight from one person to another, not into some central pot. Third, you have true ownership. Your stuff is actually in your wallet. And finally, it's all verifiable on the public blockchain. These aren't just technical terms. They're choices designed to force you to take responsibility.
So let's connect the dots. You take this philosophy of personal discipline, you plug it into a technical system that basically requires individual responsibility. What do you get? Well, the intended result is the natural creation of leaders. Inside this system, getting to a higher position isn't about getting a trophy or bragging rights. It's actually a sign that you've just taken on more responsibility. It's a signal that says, okay, now it's your job to guide and support the people coming up behind you. The system itself becomes a kind of training ground.
So when you boil it all down, the system is positioned as less of a money-making machine and more like a leadership gym. It's designed from the ground up to train and strengthen these 3 core muscles: discipline, responsibility, and a really deep sense of ownership. And this brings us right back around to that multiplication equation we saw earlier. It makes perfect sense now, right? It all starts with the strength of one person. That strength makes the whole team stronger.
And when the team is strong, the results don't just add up, they multiply.
So ultimately, this whole philosophy leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. It kind of turns the spotlight away from the system and puts it right back on us, asking us to really think about where our own stability comes from. Is it built on things outside of our control, or is it built on the strength we build inside?